Hi all, welcome to the channel, welcome to the workshop. Today we're moving on with our Mallard with issue 38, and today we're moving back to the tender chassis. So we've got a few bits to put on this, so let's get into it, let's get building. So here we are, issue 38 of the Mallard, and we've got these axle bushes today. And we do need a couple of bits from previous issues. So we've got the 0.7mm wire from issue that we last used in issue 29, originally came from issue 11. And we've also got this fret from issue 36 that we didn't use all the parts from. We're going to use a couple more parts from that as well. So we're test fitting the bushes, and we're putting the rear and the front ones in. So we're only putting these 4 in, and then we're just test fitting these ones until a later date, and then we are removing them again. And then we're moving on to the parts we had previously. So we've got the brake pull rod sections. So we're going to utilize those, and we're going to assemble those up. So we have something that looks like this in the end, and then we'll end up with the chassis looking like that. Now we won't actually be attaching that to the rear chassis, it looks like, but we are assembling those. We've got Britain's Railways and classic locomotives. Right, so if you remember, this is what our chassis is currently looking like for the tender. And we put in all these brake linkages, etc. That one has moved and bent a little bit, so just move that one back. But what we're going to be doing is taking 4 of these, and we're going to be placing them into the front ones and the back ones, like so, but not in these center ones at the minute. We are going to be gluing these ones in place. So just going to push them out a little bit of glue, just on the back of here, and then push that one back in. Do the same on this one. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing for this side. So 1 in there, and 1 in there. It'll fit. There we go. Now, if they are a bit tight, we can open these holes up with a little bit of wet and dry paper or a file. But as you can see, these ones actually are fitting in quite nicely, which is good. Right, so we've got those initial gluings in. Just going to put a little bit on the back here, and then that will seep in through and really seal it in place. So now we're just going to trial fit these ones. Now these holes are elongated, as you can see, and we've got this piano wire in place. So just need to bend the piano wire out of the way, and then place the bush in like so. So the piano wire will be keeping that down. That's effectively going to be a little bit of suspension for those center pins. Now, they look like they're fitting in absolutely fine. Again, if they were a little bit tight, then we can just open them up with a file. They are fitting in absolutely fine. So now we just need to take those out again. And we're going to store those to one side until we need them again. So that's all we need the chassis for today. So we're going to move bearings and the chassis out of the way. Next, we're going to need our attention on issue 36. So we need this rod here and this rod here. We also need 2 of these parts here as well. And we also need the 0.7mm wire from issue 11. Right, so out of this sprue, we do have a couple of pieces left behind, so we're not going to be using those this time. We have taken all 4 of these items, these 2 washers or circle parts, and we're taking these 2 rods here, and that's all we need from there. Now, as usual, just need to give them a very quick clean up, just take off all the burrs. Right, so that's all those parts cleaned up. What we need to do, get one of these rods, and we need 2 of these parts, and we're going to be placing that like that, this one on top of there, and using a small amount of this rod just to go through the hole on there and the end hole in this one, line everything up, and then this circle piece is going to go between the 2 pieces here. So I'm going to try and get that all done. So the easy way I can see it doing this is probably just using the wire itself and then threading the parts on in the correct order. We've got that in there like so. So what I'm going to do is put a bit of glue on the end there, ensuring that these 2 pieces are down and they're about 90 degrees to this rod. So before that completely dries, just adjusting the position and also getting the circular piece and popping it in between those 2 parts, sandwiching that all together like so, and popping a little bit more glue on there. So I have something that looks a little bit like that. I'm just going to adjust that very slightly so it looks like that. Just going to cut off this. And then create another one exactly the same. So we've got the second one like that. Again, just going to cut off that there. And that's all there is to do in that stage. So we've got those 2 parts now, and we've got our bushes in there. And we've got the 4 bushes left over still, so they're going to go back in the packaging and kept safe for when we need them. Same with the leftover parts, like the wire from issue 11, and the couple of parts left over for issue 36. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please remember to give me a big thumbs up. So, not a great deal to do today. Haven't moved on too much, and we haven't really added much detail. But we'll see what comes in the next issue and see how we can progress this. If you want to see more of how Mallard progresses or anything else that goes on in the workshop, please do remember to hit the subscribe button and ding that bell, and then you'll be notified when I release a new video. Until the next time, I'll see you around. Cheers!